Hey guys, Keith with Kilborn5 here. So I thought I would go over some of the meters and testers that I use from day to day. So I guess I won't spend too much time talking about anything else. So I'll just jump right into it here. All right, so here we go. So I have a Pelican case, little Pelican case that I keep all my stuff kind of in that I like to use. So for testing. So inside here, I'll try and keep all of this centered here. Okay, so I have my Fluke, my main Fluke meter that I use for everything. Get that glare off there. 87.5, the Roman numeral V in there. I've always liked this meter itself. It's true RMS. All the functions, if not more than you'll ever need for everything it does. Your ohms, your voltage, your milliamps, your millivolts. It does capacitance. It does all sorts. Also, it does hertz. You name it. I still have the book for it. I still have to reference the book, the instruction book. Sometimes there's things that when I want to test it, even how to use it sometimes. So, but it's a really good meter. You got your temperature as well. So, in the case here, I have a couple of temperature probes. Those temperature probes I use for when you're checking fridges or wanting to check furnace temperatures or even air conditioner temperatures. I have an amnimeter for doing all that for doing furnaces and air conditioners, but those get you by in a pinch. I have my other little probes here. Clamp on. So on the leads that I have, my ends just pop off and then they push into the end of those. These are also the leads here that when you're doing high voltage and stuff like that, you can twist the cover, comes up and hides the rest of the probe so it doesn't come in contact with anything else. Excuse me. I have another set of those clamps here, and then I have my wire piercers. Let's get that to focus here if I can. Hold it up against something. Now these are light, really light gauge, so you have to be real careful. I've broken a couple of these. Okay, I'm gonna have I have two sets of these. Then I have my big alligator clips, which come in handy. And then I have my two most commonly used little precision screwdrivers, 2 flat blades. Totally off the topic of measurements, but you end up using those. Okay, let's push those off to the side. In my case here, you can see I got an extra set of leads in there, and then I have no, that's not in there. Set that off to the side. That's for testing suburban water heater boards with a meter. Okay, we'll go over these in a minute. We're not there yet. As you can see, this kind of turns into a catch-all. Little red LEDs. I use those to create certain 12-volt test lights and stuff like that, indicator lights. Okay, the meter also comes with a magnet here. As you can see, it was sticking to everything. You take that plastic piece there, clip it into the back of the meter, and then you can hang the magnet off of anything. Okay, then all I have in here is another set of little alligator clips that you clip onto the meter. So then I have my true RMS clamp meter. Now this has Fluke Connect on it. So this is for checking my amperages on, that's really all I use this one for, is my amp clamp. So when I need to check AC amps or DC amps on a circuit, I can use this one here. Now, as I said there just a minute ago, this has Fluke Connect on it. So when I have this on here, I press the Fluke Connect button, the little icon comes on there, and then it sends a Bluetooth signal that I can connect to my phone. So then if I'm checking amperage on something where I'm turning it on and off or switching directions, especially on like if you're doing slide motors or if you're doing hydraulic pump solenoids or anything like that where you got to try and track your voltage up and down. The other thing it does is it records on your phone as well, so then I can be up where the switch is, pressing the switch, and then I can have this down where it needs to be, and I can still see what the amperage is and see which way it's going for when I'm testing it. So that's a Fluke 375 FC. So the FC obviously stands for the Fluke Connect. Okay. That one you could technically, you don't need the 2 meters. I just like having the 2 because I like to have my amp clamp separate from my voltmeter, because if I'm checking amperage on one circuit, a lot of the time I'm checking voltage on another one with this meter here. So I like having the 2. You would get by with just this one here, or this one right here being multi-purpose. So if you're just looking to buy 1 meter, then I would buy just this one right here, and that would be all that you would need. Okay. Moving on to my manometer. So I bought a digital manometer. Now this one does pressure differential and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of overkill unless you're doing household furnaces and stuff like that with pressure switches, and where you're dealing with fans and stuff like that where you got the pressure on each side and then it tells you what the differential between the two. Way overkill for what you're trying to do with RVs. But when we turn this one on here, turn it back on. If you don't press the hold button on it, it goes into, it only stays on for so long. So it's not quite reading 0 right now, but. And then you'll see here I had to kind of modify this to work on an RV for the bell housing, the little rubber bell here that goes over top of the stove or any barb fittings or anything like that. Then it goes to this little silicone rubber hose. Works good. I've been really happy with it. I've used a couple like this. This one here is this is a Chinese knockoff, a replica of the actual thing, and I've been really, really happy with it. So, okay. And then the other 2 things that I keep in that bag is I keep my GFI plug tester. Klein GFI plug tester RT210. It works really good. Lights are easy to see, I find. Not much to explain there. And then my contactless tester. Now Klein makes another one of these without the LED light in the end, but I like the LED light, especially when you're kind of getting into places where you won't want to test and just check to see if there's voltage on that line quickly without breaking out your meter or anything like that. And just before you pull the plug apart or whatever, I use it a lot when we're doing roofs and taking air conditioners and that down, just double checking that the breaker is off or there's no power connected. Then I'll use this right here. So it works really good. So so now you've seen kind of what I use on these are the main testers that I use here on a daily basis. My 2 meters, my manometer, plug tester, and all that stuff there. Okay, so as I said, there's my meters. that I use on a day-to-day basis, all my accessories and that. There are some that I would like to buy, but there's no point. There's not even any point in getting into them. They're just more like to have than need to have. And then my manometer. So please like, subscribe if you like this video. Also, all the tools that you see in here, other than the manometer, there's links down in the description for you to purchase all of this stuff. And I've the links will take you to some pretty decent deals. I found some stuff on sale and that. So yeah, go on, take a look. Click on the links, please. Take a look at them. Buy the tools. I highly recommend all the stuff that I showed you here. I highly recommend. All right, thanks. Bye.